Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's update on Typhoon Saola / Goring. So, as of 6 p.m. Central American Time, August the 31st, Typhoon Saola remains a 140-mile-per-hour violent typhoon and is approaching southeastern Guangdong Province of China and Hong Kong. Looking at Friday 1 a.m. Central American Time, we're looking at a 120-mile-per-hour very strong typhoon moving to the west, and then by Friday 1 p.m. Central American Time, we're looking at a 100-mile-per-hour typhoon just south of Hong Kong, potentially making a landfall even. Going into Saturday 1 a.m. Central American Time, 70-mile-per-hour severe tropical storm moving to the west-southwest, south of Guangdong Province. Saturday 1 p.m. Central American Time, 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the southwest. By Sunday 1 p.m. Central American Time, a 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the south, curving to the southeast by Monday 1 p.m. as a 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm, curving back to the northeast by Tuesday 1 p.m. Central American Time as a 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm. So looking at the latest satellite imagery from Typhoon Saola, Typhoon Saola maintains a very well-defined structure on satellite with a near-perfect looking eye and a well-defined eye wall, as well as a nice pinwheel spiral shape to the typhoon. Clouds are overspreading much of the eastern half of Guangdong Province into much of Fujian Province, as Saola remains quite a large storm. And looking at the current radar across areas of Guangdong Province, there is some rain bands of moderate to heavy rain spreading across areas of southeastern Guangdong Province and especially south-central Fujian Province, where some very heavy rain is falling in areas like Guangzhou, China, could be leading to some flooding issues. And we're seeing some of that core of rain move onshore into southeastern Guangdong Province, bringing moderate to heavy rain in the eastern areas of the province. So in the next part of the video, I'm going to be timing out the tropical storm and typhoon force winds across Hong Kong and Guangdong Province. So looking at the current timing of 6:27 p.m. Central American Time, there's already winds between about 40 and 70 miles per hour in coastal areas of Guangdong Province, and these winds are only going to increase as we go into the next 6 hours, winds approaching 100 miles per hour in areas like Shanhui, China, and about 40 to 60 miles per hour in central and south-central Guangdong Province in Hong Kong. As we go into the next 6 hours, going through 6 a.m. Central American Time, September the 1st, winds of about 40 to 60 miles per hour in central Guangdong Province and about 70 to 100 miles per hour in the coastal areas. Hong Kong could be seeing winds gusting to 100 miles per hour by 6 a.m. Central American Time on September the 1st. And then as we go through the next 6-hour period into 12 p.m. September the 1st Central American Time, wind gusts of about 40 to 70 miles per hour will continue in Hong Kong, central and south-central Guangdong Province from Saola, as Saola begins to slowly weaken going into 6 p.m. September the 1st. Winds of about 40 to 50 miles per hour in southwestern Guangdong Province and Hong Kong. And eventually, the winds are going to dissipate across southwestern Guangdong Province as Saola begins to rapidly weaken by 12 a.m. Central American Time on September the 2nd. So in the next part of the video, I'm going to be timing out the rainfall from Typhoon Saola across Guangdong Province and Hong Kong. So looking at the future projected radar, we're seeing very heavy rain ongoing across southern Fujian Province and eastern Guangdong Province, as well as the core beginning to spread some rain on shore, going over the next several hours. Extremely heavy rain moving into Shanhui and eastern Guangdong Province, producing a major flooding threat. Extremely heavy rain going to Hong Kong as we go into about 6 a.m. Central American Time, September the 1st. Rain spreading into much of Guangdong Province through the next 12 to 18 hours, and then extremely heavy rain across south central, southwestern Guangdong Province as we go into the evening on September the 1st, Central American time. And eventually the rain will slowly begin to dissipate as we go into September the 2nd, Central American time, and Typhoon Saola begins to weaken. Now, looking at some of our other systems, we got a few other systems we got to look at. So looking at Typhoon Haiku / Hana is a 75-mile-per-hour typhoon as of 6 p.m. Central American time this evening. Going to Friday 1 a.m. Central American time, 80-mile-per-hour typhoon moving to the west. Friday 1 p.m. Central American time, 90-mile-per-hour typhoon moving to the west-northwest. By Saturday 1 a.m. Central American time, a 105-mile-per-hour typhoon moving to the west-northwest. And now Haiku is expected to intensified to a 115-mile-per-hour very strong typhoon by Saturday 1 p.m. Central Time, approaching northern Taiwan. So make sure you're making typhoon preparations in areas like Taipei. Going into Sunday 1 p.m. Central American Time, 75-mile-per-hour typhoon just northwest of Taiwan. Monday 1 p.m. Central Time, 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm, potentially making a landfall in eastern Fujian Province, China. And by Tuesday 1 p.m. Central American time, 35-mile-per-hour low pressure area kind of dissipating in western Fujian Province. Make sure you're really closely watching Haiku if you live across Taiwan as the track continues to shift to the south. And looking at our final system, we have Tropical Storm Kuroji with 65-mile-per-hour winds, severe tropical storm, moving into 1 a.m. 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm. Friday 1 p.m. Central Time, 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm, going into Saturday 1 a.m. Central Time, 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the northwest. Saturday 1 p.m. Central American Time, 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm moving to the northwest. Sunday 1 p.m. Central American Time, 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm curving to the west, and we could see some impacts in southwestern Japan in areas like Kagoshima by Monday 1 p.m. Central American Time as a 35-mile-per-hour tropical depression and dissipating by Tuesday afternoon as a 35-mile-per-hour low-pressure area southwest of Japan. So make sure you're making your last-minute typhoon preparations if you live in Hong Kong and much of southern and southeastern Guangdong Province, as we're going to be seeing major impacts in the form of flooding rain, storm surge, and destructive winds from Typhoon Saola, as well as making typhoon preparations in central and northern Taiwan from Haiku. Thanks for watching this evening's tropical update on the Western Pacific Basin. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.